Howdy, folks. Welcome back to another World of Tanks replay with your host Bjorn. And today I have for you Kadicha and the Cromwell tank. Lots to be said about this tank. I'm just going to run over the history before I even start the replay because there really is a lot to be said about this machine. Now, it is a well regarded machine in World of Tanks. This thing is a fine line between a medium tank and a scout tank. Personal opinions aside, with the way light tanks are done right now, outside of maybe the Type 64, which is the Chinese Tier 6 Premium, and the 5916, it could be arguably put as this is the best scout tank at Tier 6 in World of Tanks, even though it's actually not a light tank. But if you fit this with the right perks and fit this with the right equipment, it makes an excellent scout. And honestly, that's where it's best played as over a battle tank. At Tier 6, it makes a great battle tank. But once you start hitting Tier 7 and especially Tier 8, it's better to play this thing as a scout. It's got the speed. It's got a fairly small size. Its real downfall is the fact because it's not considered a light tank, it doesn't get a camo bonus while moving. But other than that, it is a solid tank. Officially, the Cromwell tank is also known as Tank Cruiser Mark 8 Cromwell A27M. It was actually one of the towards the end of the cruiser lines for the British, with one of the finals, the final essentially being the Comet, which is an easily a direct upgrade from this. Early developments of the Cromwell also led to the A24 Cavalier. Later development led to the Mark 8 Centaur, A27L. There's very few differences between the Cromwell and the Centaur, except for really an engine. The Centaur is equipped with a 340 horsepower Liberty engine, which was actually the Achilles heel of that tank, and it never became overly popular. It was used more for training purposes. Where the Cromwell tank had a much more powerful 600 horsepower Meteor engine, which was also an Achilles heel for this tank. And to explain this, and this is through research and finding reports, the engine was pretty notorious. The engine was non-governed, and the engine was pretty notorious for actually stripping out the transmission, which is a problem because actually replacing the transmission, this tank is a very complex procedure. The other downfall of this tank is the tank looks actually fairly sizable, but it's not actually really sizable. This tank actually has a Christie suspension, so there's actually a good chunk of internal space taken up by coil springs inside the hull, which also led to a problem. Tank crews really didn't have a lot of room to work. It kept the turret range also small, so that hence is actually why the Comet, they essentially took when they took a lot of basis out of the Cromwell to make the Comet, and the big basis was make it wider. So you put a bigger turret range on there, and they mounted the 77 millimeter gun, which is in layman's terms a modified version of the 17 pounder, but there's actually a lot more to it. So actually, there's quite a few downfalls in this tank's design. The crew was actually very packed in there, and injury out of these tanks was actually fairly high. What else can I say about this tank? So it entered service in 1944, and it was in service until 1955. It served with the British Army, the Israel Army, the Greek Army, and the Portuguese Army. And it saw World War II. It saw the Arab-Israel War in 1948, and it saw the Korea War. So it did see quite a bit of service. There's some mileage to it. The British actually mostly used this as a reconnaissance vehicle. especially in the 7th Armored Division and 11th Armored Division. So there you go. That's all I can really say about it. This tank actually had pretty long development. I'd also say another issue about this tank is, while it actually does have armor to speak of, its armor per se on paper in certain areas of the vehicle is technically better than even the Sherman. However, the downfall is it's all flat, which actually gives the Sherman a much more effective armor. The Panther easily out-armored this thing. But that's really all I can say about the vehicle. So let's proceed. And actually, as you can see here, I'm already looking at Bruce here. Yeah, I've called him Bruce in every replay. He's actually already setting himself up for a spotting position. So there we go. He's got the M8. The M8 doesn't have him spotted. He's actually spotted a cruiser. He spotted a Chi-Ha. He just spotted an A-20. He spotted a Stug. Yeah, he's spotted a lot of bad guys quickly with the way he has his Cromwell set up, and that's why I say that to me this is actually a better scout tank over a battle tank. It looks like the A-20 still hasn't spotted him yet. He just spotted a looks like he might have just spotted a Panzer IV, and he definitely spotted a Churchill. He spotted a Rudy. He spotted a Crusader. So, like, he's quickly done a heck of a lot for his team and has not fired a shot. So, you know, good job, Bruce. There we go. Got a round in the side of that Panzer. Second round inside the Panzer. Third round in the Panzer. There we go. Good kill against the Panzer. There's Rudy. Now he's got to be careful here because if he fires, he could get spotted. There's one round in the Rudy. Two in the Rudy. He has been spotted, so now he's got to boogie out of there. And see, that's what makes this tank so great, because it is a very mobile medium. You know, as you saw there, he got spotted, so he had to boogie out of there, and he's out of there as, you know, quickly as he was spotted. So it was well done. Alright, so now he's got to go and hunt for Rudy here. There's the Rudy. Rudy's aiming at him. Time to kick it in the high gear. Oh, yeah. Who put that dead tank there? Oh, and he got tracked. Unfortunate. There we go. Grabs the kill on the Rudy. He's getting hit by the Hetzer. He's getting hit by a leaf blower. Can you get shots on the Chi-Ha? That does not seem to be... Oh, it's Chi-He. And that doesn't seem to be the case. He got hit by the leaf blower again. Because, you know, leaf blower is so annoying. And I just like how people say, you know, people say about the leaf blower being underpowered. Right now, the leaf blower is better than the freaking Bishop, and it's better than the FV 304, also known as Berkey Avenger. Alright, so here we go here. Now, obviously, he can't afford to take too god-awfully many more hits. But right now, essentially, he's the only one that was acting as any eyes for his team. And right now, his team would rather sit around and do nothing than actually get off the rears and do something. Although mostly unfortunate is most of his team right now is tank destroyers. You know, that the other medium tanks and the other heavy tanks are on the other side of the map, where they can't really be any support. So it's up to Bruce to carry the side of the map. We'll see what he can pull off. All right, so there we go. There's a Hetzer. There's one round in the side of the Hetzer, 2 in the side of the Hetzer for the kill. There's 3 kills. And nice job. Able to dodge that shot from the leaf blower. And he's pretty much got to play the I need to disappear game right now. Okay, there we go. Stug waiting for him. Takes a shot but misses. Okay, he needs to start moving around. Alright, here we go. The Stug. He's got 1 shot in the Stug. Stug's moving up. 2nd shot in the Stug. There we go. Kill number 4. So he's really racked up the spotting damage. Ooh, just took a hit from the leaf blower. That's unfortunate, but at least he didn't get tracked. Right now he's got to try to spot the M8, and he's got to try to find the enemy artillery. And he's still the only guy on this side of the map. Here comes the M8. The 1 Hetzer's finally moving up. The ST-39 is finally moving up. I mean, his team is taking their time moving up. All right, so the enemy leaf blower just drowned himself, so now it's down to Bert the Avenger and the M8. His team's starting to cap. He's been spotted there by the M8. Just bounced the M8. Bounced it again. Not sure how he even bounced it. I guess that guy just has some poor aim. And there we go. There's the win. So there you go. Total of 4 kills. I did almost 2,000 spotting damage. Blocked almost 500 damage. He actually got a spotter, and he got a patrol duty, and he got a high caliber with a class 1. Spotted 9 enemy vehicles. Oh, sorry, he only blocked 260. That's my fault. But he did 18 damage and got 4 kills. Yeah, so easily top damage overall. Played very well. Did a really good job scouting and spotting enemy vehicles. And that's really what the Cromwell does. It's more of a scout, a fighting scout tank. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed this replay, and I'll see you next time.